Just a great weekend at the 34th annual Czech Days in Protivin. Everything was phenomenal, from the food to the band and the music and what went on at the ballpark. It was just a great weekend. Record crowds, probably a record amount of money being made. The only thing that surpassed it was the Centennial itself, according to what a lot of people are looking at. People had a great time. Good, clean fun, no problems of any kind. And we're going to be talking with Kenny Koshatka, an interesting story about those black uniforms you just saw. Also talk with Ken Zajicek, plus the Rudolphinum school song coming up on this report right after this. Kolaches. When you hear the name, you think of great tasting meat. Paul and Judy have been making award-winning sausage since 1983. But that's not all. Just about every brat you eat at ball games and celebrations around here comes from Kolaches. Look for the award-winning Kolaches products at your favorite grocery store, or get your favorite cut of meat at Kolaches Locker Service, serving you in the Protivin area since 1983. Visit their website at KolachesLocker.com. Talking with Ken Koshatka. He remembers the negotiation way back in, who knows, probably the late 50s, early 60s of the old Protivin black uniforms.
It was at Kolaches when Kolaches bar was on the other side.
Okay.
Before they took it to the other side of the bar.
What became Prohaska's was
it was Kolaches.
Right.
No, this was over at Kolaches, not Prohaska's. This was at Kolaches, and Sonny and Dad were talking about these goddamn uniforms. And Dad was saying, you know, this is all right, but it's starting to run into the money. And Sonny says, well, Cleet, your name's too damn long. Cleet, Koshatka, Farm Equipment. God, this is starting to run into the money. And I was a young kid. I can't say that's when it started, but I'm not so sure that's not when it started to have Cleet's Farm Equipment instead of Cleet Koshatka, because it saved Dad a few bucks on the sponsorship.
And you were, what, about 10 maybe or so?
Well, I'd like to say I was 6, but I was a little older. I was probably about 11.
Well, that's a great story. Those old black uniforms that were very heavy. And that was Ken Koshatka. Talking with Ken Zajicek, an old Czech. He can even speak the language. And I guess your wife makes some of the best kolaches this side of Mary Petzanoski.
She makes them just as well as Mary Petzanoski, not better, just as well. Last time you said she makes them better, and that got me into a whole bunch of hot water. And got you into hot water also.
Well, I understand that, but Czech Days is a very special time. You get to see people you haven't seen in many, many years sometimes, and this year has just been a phenomenal reunion.
Right, we've had tremendous weather, a lot of people, the music is tremendous, and it's like going back to old times back here, and that's what makes it so much fun. You meet people that you haven't seen for years, and it's glad to see them.
And Protivin's we're about the same age, you're a little older, but Protivin's a very special place. And back when we were kids, it was probably even a little bit more special, because you did have the Czech language still being spoken by a lot of people, but always just a tremendous amount of great people. You know, we had the 62 group and all that. There was guys like us, we looked up to a lot of those people, didn't we?
Right, when we were young, we looked up to our parents and to the people around us that played in the softball tournaments and played softball, and that was our lives. We worked and played ball, and that brought us all together as a community. And it's stuck with us all these years. Even with the last celebration with Sonny Kolischek coming into the Hall of Fame, we all took part of it. I had the honor of playing with Sonny years ago, and he was one heck of a ball player and a heck of a leader for our softball team and for the town of Protivin.
All right, Ken, can you close by saying something for us in Czech?
I guess what I can say is Spana and Bohem, which means go with God.
You do what?
Spana and Bohem, which means go with God.
Oh, go with God. All right. Ken Zajicek, he lives in Austin now, but a good Protivin Czech.